Hey guys, I've been having some trouble with my 1993 Ford F150. It is the line 6, straight 6 motor. I figured out what's wrong with it, so I just wanted to share with y'all, just in case anybody else is having a problem similar. So the problem was, on startup, it would idle really rough and it would bog down, and it would hesitate really bad on gas, and it would fluctuate. It would never keep the same RPM. So I'll give you a little shot of what it was doing. So right there, it's already idling pretty bad. If I give it a little gas, see, bounces up and down. I can't ever keep it at the same, and usually if you let off, it'll die. So there were a lot of different things that I've tried. I've read a lot of different things online. I'll show you what didn't work, and then I'll show you what worked. So initially I talked to people and they told me I needed to replace the spark plugs. So spark plugs are right down there. There's 6 of them. I replaced those. I replaced the wires that go with them. Right there's the distributor cap. There is a little rotor under it that spins. I replaced all of that. I also replaced what's called the coil, which is, let me see if I can get it for you. It's kind of hard to hold all of this. It is what is lit up right there. You can see the wires going in right there. It's kind of a bad view. See if I can get you a better view. That is the coil right there. It's right next to the distributor cap. It's called the coil pack. That wasn't too hard to remove and take off. It's always a good idea because it should help your truck's performance. Next up, that didn't help at all. I took it to a mechanic. What he did, you can see these red and black vacuum hoses. He ended up taking this black one off. It ran a little bit better for like a day, and then it started getting a lot worse. All of the signs and symptoms of the truck kind of progressed slowly and got worse. I cleaned this. I forget the name of it. I'm not a mechanic, I'm sorry. Just a regular guy. Take this off too. This will allow you to actually give it gas and affect the airflow right there. But I took this off. I cleaned it pretty thoroughly. I cleaned the intake area, this whole area right here, with carburetor cleaner. It helped very slightly. I also replaced this right here. It is the throttle something or other, sorry. That did not work. This is the EGR. I was about to replace it. Thankfully I didn't have to because it's expensive. So it wasn't the problem either. I also replaced my air filter right here, and I replaced my oxygen sensor, which is actually below the truck, kind of on the passenger side. You can see there's your catalytic converter. It's actually slightly in front of the catalytic converter. You can tell right there, there's that circle on the exhaust. The exhaust is very hot, so I'm trying to stay away from it. It'll be on the other side, right there. You can sometimes see it from the top too. It's basically a plug that goes into your exhaust. Long story short, that wasn't the problem either. So the O2 sensor didn't help it. I also tried replacing the fuel filter, which didn't work. The fuel filter is on the driver's side, just before the back wheel. It's on this underframe. So the frame right there, the fuel filter is that guy right there, which was a pain to take off. You need some specialized tools, except the regular one won't fit it. You have to get these little curved ones, the curved tools, and I'll show you what they look like real quick too, so you don't end up buying the wrong tool like I did if you have to replace this. They look like this, and I think the blue one fit it. So they'll fit on and they'll help you get that hose line off. But that wasn't it. So the culprit ended up being what's called the MAP sensor. And it goes off of this little guy right here. These are all different vacuum hoses that come off of this, that come off of your intake manifold. And it ends up being this big one right here. Follow it back. That'll lead you to your MAP sensor. It is connected with a vacuum hose right here that goes there. And then it's also connected with some wiring. If you take it off, it looks kind of like this. It is just held on with just a couple little screws. You get a, I think it was like a 9mm ratchet will work on it. So bear with me just a second. I'm going to set this down and take, I'm going to put these back together. This was the old one. It ran really bad, as you could tell, and it wanted to die a lot. It had no power upon throttle, and it ran very bad. It was very hard to accelerate. People really got mad at me when I drove to the AutoZone store because I drove very slowly. So put this back on, connect your electric cord back up. All right, I apologize if that was hard to see, but put it back on. There's the screws right there. There's one on each side. Fairly simple to replace, actually. So all of that's back together except for the cover here. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a start and let y'all see what it's like. All right, here we go. And just like that, quick start, has RPMs good. I'll go ahead and give it just a little bit of gas. Responsive, stays at the same RPMs. I drove it home from, I fixed it at the auto store and drove it home and was very excited. So just to show you one more time that I'm not faking or anything, give it a little gas here. And it works like a charm. So hopefully anybody else having a similar problem to me will be able to use that MAP sensor and fix it real quick and save, you know, a week's worth of headache. Hope this helps. Have a good day. Bye.